All right, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to this, our Friday E-Affiliates call. And you're on this call if you are an LFI affiliate or somebody who is interested in being an LFI affiliate. And we're going to talk all things LFI, the affiliate program, and best practices. I'm excited because if you joined us on Wednesday, we had our thought leader, Kimberly, on there talking about social media promotion, more from the context, Kimberly, of you promoting your own brand, your own product, your own service. And one of the things is we want to continue the conversation a little bit on this Friday Affiliates call about how you can be more social in your promotion of LFI and really being an ambassador over here. Before we get too deep into this, I'll introduce myself. For everybody on this call probably knows me, but if you're watching this on the live stream or replay, my name is E.R. Wolf, one of the co-founders here at LFI, joined by my business partner, Guy Toole, another co-founder here, and some of the other LFI ambassadors. And we're talking about how you can turn LFI into your ultimate side hustle using our affiliate program and start generating passive residual income by helping us spread the word about this technology. So, Guy, I think the first thing we should start off with is if anybody in the room has a celebration, a success that they've made this week, things like that that they want to share with the rest of the group, please, I'd encourage you to raise your hand and share that with everybody. Or if you have a tip or a trick or something that's worked for you this week in your promotion of LFI, we want to hear about that. And I know I don't want to call anybody out, but I have been talking with Ruben about his work within Alignable, another network organization, about how he's been able to have an unlimited stream of people to go out and network with and talk with of different events that are going on. And that's been a conduit, Ruben, for you to introduce LFI as a digital business card to people in those other networking groups. Do you want to speak about that real quick and just your experience there? It sounds like there's so much opportunity within that other network or social platform that most anybody in this room could tap into that same resource.
Yes, thank you, ER. Again, I'm a student and I'm learning the process, but we have someone in our network that is an ambassador of Alignable. So he introduced me to the concept, and which is nice because there's a free version, obviously, and there's a paid version, and you get contact credits, and they get basically into that with you. But there's a meeting every single day, guys, in different venues, ladies groups, any particular business discipline that's out there, they have their own groups. And then they have what they call Smart Connect. And this is where they load up like 500, 200, whatever rooms, and what we do on Wednesdays with our group. So then that way you can go ahead and give them your shuffle link and then go ahead and do a CRM process and then do a one-to-one. I had two of those this morning. One of them gave me a great idea that I shared with ER and enhancing the CRM component of our shuffle card so that we can streamline the connection on, hey, I want to meet with you. And then just with a few taps, you're automatically set up. They get an email there. You got your Zoom link, everything set up for you. So I'm in the process of learning that, guys, but Alignable is basically a neat little avenue for you to test out.
Awesome. Thank you, Ruben, for sharing that. The other thing, Ruben, you and I were talking, and the flow that you were talking about, I want to cover on a future tech talk on Tuesday with Kathy. And it was about adding to your card ways for people to schedule an appointment with you and get that to trigger the calendar event and get that to trigger the Zoom meeting or whatever virtual meeting mechanism you're using for your virtual coffees or virtual one-on-ones, and deliver that out to the person scheduling that and do it all in the card. And one person you mentioned who's on the call today who might be able to do a training on that. Again, I hate to call people out, but I'm going to start doing it just to initiate the conversation. Angela Nelson, Ruben, you were saying is somebody who is already doing some of that, and we can maybe do a training on that potentially hosted by Angela, and we could make that available in insiders and in the affiliate groups so that everybody can come on and learn that. I know that's something I've thought about implementing on my own cards and just haven't yet. And I think it's tying it in with either like a book with me or a Calendarly or some type of scheduling system, your calendaring system, and your virtual call medium of choice, and getting that to work together. So Angela, I don't know if you have any thoughts to that or any comments to that, but I do think that that's a value add for a lot of people who are using their digital business cards to book appointments.
Hi, yes. And a lot of people use Calendly, and I can't really speak to that, but I use PickTime. And so I'd be happy to show people how to incorporate their Google Calendar with the PickTime, and it makes it really super simple. So I just tell people to go on my card and they can get to my calendar there and book an appointment. And then I also have my Zoom link right on my card as well. So of course, PickTime does send them a reminder with the Zoom link as well.
Okay.
So they have a free version and a paid version.
PickTime. Okay.
Yeah, and it's PICK, because there is a PIC time, but it's PICK.
And when you're using your like your Zoom, are you using your universal Zoom link, or are you generating a unique Zoom meeting for each Calendarly appointment or PickTime?
No, I'm using my personal Zoom link. It's a universal one that I use for each meeting. Yeah.
So that's something I think we can go through with the training. And again, I don't know the pros and the cons. I use typically a single meeting room link as well, Angela. So that's probably how I would set my own up. And maybe that's the best practice. It sounds like it might be a little bit more complex if you were trying to generate a unique meeting link for all of your meetings that people are booking.
Well, if you have where your meetings are, a lot of times my meetings are back to back, and I'm getting to where I'm going to need to set up on my Zoom. I do have a paid Zoom account, but I need to set it up where I have a waiting room like you all do here for this meeting, like where you let people in, because otherwise you get people overlapping. But then again, you could also make introductions to people between one meeting to the next.
Yeah, I think that was something that Kathy mentioned a few networking meetings ago when she was the thought leader about a single location, right? You're in your Zoom room or you're at a coffee shop, and instead of going from meeting location to meeting location to meeting location, which we've all been guilty of doing before, you sort of set up shop in your one location, and as people come in, it's a great opportunity. Oh, my appointment with Guy is ending and my appointment with Kimberly is beginning. Hey, Kimberly, Guy, you guys should meet each other. And there's the potential to make that connection. I think that's a great opportunity, whether you're doing that virtually or in real life. A lot of what we're talking about and focusing on in E-FFI is the network, is the audience, is the relationship. So I think that's a critical component on any way you can foster that. We're going to talk about today on this call a bit of promoting the Wednesday networking event, along with what I mentioned earlier on the social side. James, real quick, I saw your hand go up. Anything else to add?
Well, it's funny you mentioned about the coffee shop thing. I did that this week, 2 days. I went to one location. I went to one coffee shop, sat there all day, and a meeting. An actual individual sitting table next to me. I'm meeting with this week, and I went to another one, and actually bumped into a brand new started networking group that I spoke to about how their digital promotion is. So we'll be meeting with the president next week about possibly doing a sponsorship with them. So
Love it. I love this idea, and I want to plant the seed for all the ambassadors on this call, is what James is talking about with E-FFI in-kind sponsoring networking groups, right? It doesn't just have to be our Wednesday networking event that you're inviting people to come and join and network with. The whole goal here is you're not just using your shuffle card within our networking event, you're using the shuffle card anytime you're connecting and sharing information with people. And that includes at other networking events, like what Ruben's talking about with his alignable events. He's still sharing his shuffle link at those alignable events to connect with people. And James, to your point, if there's a networking group that you already know of that already exists, we can come in and support that group, make that group more efficient by layering on free digital business card or even the premium services. And you guys get credit for all of that when you introduce an entire group to Shuffle. So we can strategize on how to, best practices for doing that as well. Guy, I don't know if you have anything to add. Otherwise, I was going to have a candid conversation with Kimberly here and hopefully invite the group to join about social media, specifically as it relates to re-promotion and promoting of your LFI stuff, shuffle, tap, everything else.
Let's go with that. I'm fighting a head cold, so everyone, I'll be chiming in from time to time, but I know there's so much that Kimberly has given us from that standpoint of being active in our social, picking that up. And hopefully everyone took the opportunity to watch yesterday when that dropped, that interview. If you haven't, it's over on our YouTube channel, but make sure you take some time and listen in. There's so much that we can all be implementing and taking the time to understand that it can be very powerful for us in our business.
Agree. So with that being said, I'm going to invite Kimberly to come up and obviously answer any questions and talk. But Kimberly, specific to what we at LFI are pushing out on social and what we as affiliates and ambassadors of LFI can do to, one, leverage that content that the company is putting out, and two, potentially create our own posts that we're pushing out through social that could benefit us as affiliates and ambassadors. What are your initial thoughts to all of that?
Well, the fact that you have the affiliate group right here, everybody who's on this page, we're basically going to be able to support each other. And you should use each other to help each other as much as we can. I mean, we should be following each other. I'm following most of you because I see you active on the affiliate page. So the LFI page has liked you. So if LFI starts liking you more, return the favor and return the favor to each other. Not everybody's in the same region. And again, we have the same common goal. Yep. A lot of what I talk to, and I think most of you guys know, 2 to 3 posts, right, a week or something that's out. That's the bare minimum. So if you have that for you, just look at anything that we're providing as the icing on the cake. Just drop it on top. You can either reshare it exactly as it is, just push the little share button. If you have links or something that they want to be really specific and customized to you, use your stories, share up in the stories, and then you can customize the link to your cards, to your invite to the meetings. Now, obviously the back card has been built for Wednesday networking. If you guys haven't built your own Wednesday networking card and aren't sharing that in your stories 3 times a week, you're missing an opportunity for connections that's already built in there for you. 1, the algorithm's going to love it because you're adding more stuff on there. 2, it doesn't take you any time to create. It's already created. The same thing is shared every single time. Add a new little sticker on top of it and it looks like fresh content for you. So that's like one of the biggest things I think that's already like in your wheelhouse right now you guys need to be using is that Wednesday networking card that's been created, because it's completely, all of your links are tied into it. So while it's technically provided by LFI, it looks like completely coming from you. You are the brand ambassador there. You are the representation of LFI. And then it's your business taking the spotlight, and LFI gets to take the back seat and we get to like ride along with you. But again, we've provided the extra content for you. So it's layering on top should help the needle move a little bit further for you guys on reach and frequency and hopefully engagement.
Well, I think this is the point, right? The first thing that we talk about, Kimberly, is just being active on social. Okay, actively looking at other people's stuff, actively liking other people's stuff, actively resharing other people's stuff. And that cross reciprocation, to your point, feeds the algorithm. It's not only what you're posting and how consistent you are in posting, it's also what you're doing, what you're viewing, how you're engaging, and don't lose sight of that. Number 2, we're providing content that you guys can repurpose, so it saves you the time from having to build out any of that content yourself, whether it's one of our social posts, and think about the social channels or the social platforms that you're already on, already involved in, already spending time on. At a minimum, make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and doing that on your end for LFI. If you're an ambassador of the brand, you should be an ambassador of the brand and then reshare that stuff. I really want to call out, Kimberly, what you said, where it's important for us on the LFI end to give credit where credit is due. So if there is a link associated with a post, make sure you're grabbing your referral link and putting that in there so that if somebody comes through a repost that you do or a reshare that you do, they're coming in through your link. Kimberly, I'm sure you could speak to other hashtags and things like that that we could then search for to see who's initiating on the affiliate and ambassador side in making posts. That's another thing. Like, I don't think that hashtags are used enough. And then one last thing that I want to share is what you talked about with, guys, the initiative of driving for Wednesday's networking event. Okay. There's a reason why we host this Wednesday networking event for free for anybody to join. And we allow you the ability to give them a free card, guys. When they come in through your link and your invite, they're already in your network. They have already been referred by you. Everything that they escalate from there on, you get credit for in the future. So if you just go through that common activity and that common practice of inviting to the networking event, you're going to build your network. It might be free people to start. And we talked about this earlier in the week, like, is there a benefit to giving something away for free? And I think, Jeff, you spoke very well to this about, it's about building the list. It's about building the network. I don't do business with everybody in my network, but I still have them as part of my network. And if they're associated to me and I do business, or they do business with LFI in the future, I'm going to get credit for that retroactive person I may have referred 6 months ago. So if we work as a unified group, right, we unite together for this LFI United networking event, then that high tide raises all ships and you get credit for the people that you invite. I've got my demo shuffle account opened up. I want to show you what Kimberly talked about and how we've created the content for you, that literally if you need to spend 30 seconds to create this card, because that's all it takes. And once you have your card link, and I posted my sample link in the chat, don't share my card unless you want to give me credit for the people you're inviting. Create your own card right now. No different than the free promotion cards and other things that we've put here for you. You want to go to the desktop card builder and you want to search for Wednesday networking, guys. That's the search token. You can see me highlighting it right now in order to get the Wednesday networking invite template. I'm going to close it as if I didn't have it on here at all, guys. If yours is looking like this, maybe you want to type in WAG if you need the week at a glance card template to share with people. Come up to template ID, type in the term Wednesday networking, all one word, hit search. It brings up the template. Select the template. It'll ask you to put in all of your details. If you want to put in or adjust those, do that. Hit create and edit. Okay, guys, that is the process. It's those 2 steps. Once you've created and edited it, go back. Okay, it says Wednesday networking invite. Scroll down to wherever you have that. This is it. We're going to hit preview. This is what we'll be sharing to people. It's the same card everybody gets to use. It's just been built for you. You're invited. We break it down into 3 steps. The first step is for them to start their free account, guys. This is that conduit. Guy, you said you invited somebody to Wednesday's networking event from LinkedIn, literally gave them this card and watched as they clicked to create their free account. Then they ended up upgrading their account. And then they showed up to the Wednesday networking event. And then they had a testimonial after that event saying how much they enjoyed it. That's how simple the process can be as an ambassador, as an affiliate. I'm going to click on start your free account here. You can see it takes them to the enrollment page. It's all the Xero stuff. They can click continue or they can click the get shuffle and you can see it links back to you automatically. Doug Baldwin, when we created that invite card, did not have to put in the invite code, did not have to put in any of those details because it's already pre-programmed for you in the template. There's a setup video, 30-second video that they can watch in order to understand how to start their free account. Then step 2, there's a video that shows them how to personalize their card, right? Add their photo, add their background image, add some of those types of things. And then step 3 is to register for the event. If they've already got their free card, guys, they're already assigned to you. Then if they register for the event, now they're coming to network. And that's where we as a community get to help you in supporting that person with their shuffle experience, with their LFI experience.
I do just want to add, moving forward in a lot of the custom created templates that we're providing from LFI, Kimberly and Kathy have been game planning on which ones need to be available, but what those will be is just that exact same process. So when we're looking at the Tech Tuesday trainings, the Wednesday invite is already there, the Thursday interviews, the Friday E-affiliates, specific cards that allow us to come in and say, well, what do I need? What do I need to share to people? They'll be there available for you. And you just go through basically that two-step generation process. Your links will already be tied to it. So as ER was saying, he didn't have to type in Doug Baldwin's information or his invite code. It's already going to be available for us. So from the affiliate aspect, it really is what the industry talks as swipe copy. It's your swipe copy that's already available for you. And it is a no-brainer at that aspect to be able to have that created and then shared. But knowing that sharing to one person, so for the example, like ER was saying, one individual going through, creating a free account, upgrading, creating her card, coming to the event, having a testimonial, saying she's coming back, saying she's bringing people. That was one out of 1,000 invites that I had to do, right? I do those invites every week when generating that through LinkedIn. So, we've had 20 Wednesdays that we've been doing these. That's 20,000 invites. And there's been a handful that have come through. So understanding that the invite isn't going to be just sending it to one person and hoping that they're going to show up and then get discouraged because they didn't. So making sure that we're constantly sharing those every day. Kimberly has mentioned making your posts, sharing. Right there is 3 to 4 posts a week that we can be going out on all those different platforms and attracting additional eyeballs, but not just, the one-off, because yes, those one-offs are what we should be doing as well when we're out and about and meeting people. I know James is off networking, Ruben's out networking. Those are opportunities where he's in face-to-face and can offer that invite to them in that time and place and have more of that hands-on connection right there compared to just posting on social and hoping that people are going to see it and come through.
I agree. I think, and Kimberly, you could probably speak to this, but in its entirety, guys, as affiliates and ambassadors for E-FFI, we're playing the numbers game and you guys are the megaphone, right? So if your megaphone is really small and you're, to Guy's point, talking to one person at a time and your conversion rate is 10%, you've got to talk to 10 people to find one. Maybe your conversion rate is 5% or 1%. Again, it depends on the audience you're talking to and the message that you're providing that audience. We're going to work hard on our end here at corporate to provide you with content you can share through your megaphone. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to use your megaphone wisely and be consistent. Consistency is key in spreading the message. So if you're going to be inviting to the networking event, be diligent about that. Set the right expectation for yourself. If you've got the expectation, I'm going to talk to one person, I'm going to get one enrollment, and it's going to be one and done, and I've got to talk to 10 people to get 10 referrals, you might be surprised when you talk to 10 people and you only get one. So set the realistic expectation and set that along with the time commitment, because we all want to have a positive return on our investment here. We want to be wise to that. And that's why we want to work together as a community in our promotion effort and learn what's working for other people so that you can get the most bang for your time and when you're out there promoting the event. Kimberly, I don't know if you have anything to add, but please.
A couple things. So, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. It made me think lucky 7. When we're sharing the Wednesday networking, I don't want you guys to think of it as, again, one and done. 7 times is the industry standard for somebody to know it and recognize your name. It's same with content. What you're going to want to do is start sharing it. Say you share it on Monday nights to try to leave that net open till Wednesday. If you're sharing it on Monday night, you need to do it 7 weeks in a row before you should really even expect one person to come. So I don't want your expectation to be, oh, I shared it, nobody came the next day. Again, we're depositing into our bank of information. And again, the algorithm's going to see it. But if Susie was on your page 3 weeks ago, she's going to see that on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it came up to her. And if for 7 weeks she keeps seeing it, she's going to think, why do they keep sharing that with me? I mean, I think I've seen that before. and it'll resonate with them. So you want to keep doing it. 7 weeks minimum would be your homework on sharing that content card before you even do anything different with it. Then on your, how much you're going to bring back in, again, industry standard is 2%. So if you share with 100, count on 2 coming. That is, if you're doing a one-on-one connect, right? If you have 5 people in the room, let's hope your conversion rate is 50% or more. But when you're speaking in generic advertising or marketing terms, 2% is the industry standard. If you send out 10,000 postcards, expect to get 2% response rate on it. That doesn't mean conversion rate. That's a response rate. That's an engagement rate. So you need to make sure that there's a difference. But that, then again, even if they click, say somebody goes onto your story, sees that you've shared this, they go ahead and they sign up for the card, but then they realize that babysitter fell through and they can't come in. They're not scrapped. They're in your lead contact to follow back up with an ask. You just got direction to that much closer to bringing that person home. So even if it doesn't go all the way, if you haven't made the trip from start to finish, that's okay. You can pick up at the rest stop and keep going. You know, fill up that tank of gas, re-energize it, reintroduce something new. Never consider marketing one and done. Yep. It's a forever and always, sorry guys, but it's the rest of your life. As long as you're in business and plan on making money, marketing is going to be that right there with you the whole time.
Well, and when I think about even big brands, right? Think about Coke or Pepsi. You know what I mean? They're still taking out ads and marketing every single day to make sure their brand is front and center for their customer base, to, you know, find new people and to reaffirm it to their existing customer base. And I think it's the same thing over here. Collectively, as a community of affiliates and ambassadors, we want to be sharing out that brand consistently. I know earlier on Wednesday's networking event and within the interviews, Kimberly, you talked even about just updating and changing our profile and being consistent on that. And earlier we talked about, guys, if you have a LinkedIn account and you haven't gone in and created a position for yourself that says LFI affiliate or LFI ambassador within your profile, you're missing out on an opportunity to get put out in front of everybody else you're connected with that says, hey, Anna just got a new job. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, wow, she's an ambassador for this. She's got 7 other businesses. What else is she doing? You know what I mean? And you'll get inbound people that are congratulating you or seeing that, and to Kimberly, your point, that's an opportunity to engage with somebody, even if you're just writing back like, hey, thanks. You know what I mean? If you're interested, here's a free card. Or if you're interested in learning more, they have a free event every week. Now you're starting that dialogue and being more social on your social media. So there's an opportunity to do that type of stuff. Again, reposting the same things or reposting separate things. The consistency is the key here. Don't expect you'll reshare one thing from us and it's going to solve all of your inbound affiliate referrals. We want to be realistic with that. All right. Yeah, Anna, please go ahead.
Thank you, ER. I may be walking over worn ground or something, but I'm going out to everyone who's networking, but I'm promoting the fact that in 1 hour's time, you can do comprehensive networking with up to 15 people worldwide and have all of their contact data without wearing out the chat room. When I go to a networking group and they have 25, 30, 50 people, that chat room has gone like, you know, it's very extensive because everybody's putting in all their stuff. And all I have to do is, you know, hey, here's all my info. Just check me out. And I think just the fact that networking goes so much more quickly because you can just open that link and leave it on your browser. And when the window closes, you still have all their information.
First of all, Anna, I appreciate that so much. And thank you for sharing that with this community here. I wish I had, well, this is live recorded, but Anna, something where you could post that testimonial out as part of your personalized invite to people to join that and say, guys, there's a reason if you're showing up to Wednesday's networking event, why you're showing up. Maybe it's because you love being part of the LFI community. Maybe to Anna's point, because it's one place where I can post all my stuff and connect and meet new people, you know, 15 people in an hour. There's all these benefits of why we show up. It's one of my favorite things every week that I look forward to. Guy, you and I jump on a little bit before and we're like, it's Wednesday networking. We're going to go through and meet with everybody. And I love meeting new people. Every week I've met new people. I've had one-on-ones come out of the networking event. And again, it's helping me accomplish my goal of meeting 1,000 people this year. And then I get to catch up. It's like when I get at a breakout and 3 of us already know each other, we're almost laughing and talking and catching up. And the person who's the odd man out is like, wait a second, I haven't been here enough to be on this same page. I need to come back. So that's really what we're creating here, but we have to expose it out. Nobody knows about this unless we tell them about this. So that's part of the key. Angela, go ahead.
I have a question for Kimberly about the posting. So my personal Facebook page, I have several different business, as y'all know, I'm a multipreneur and I have several different business pages or groups, and I try to keep everything business there. But so many of my connections are also entrepreneurs, and I would love to invite them. So when I post about our Wednesday night meetings on my personal page, is that going to flag me as a business, especially if I'm using my affiliate link or my card link?
Yes, it's going to tell everybody you're a business because you pay your bills. Other than that, no.
But as far as Facebook is concerned, they're not going to be like, oh, wait.
It's practice to show who and what you're doing on your personal site. I would not take over your personal site and inundate people with all your business. But again, once or twice a week to show who you are, yes. Again, people do business with who they know, like, and trust. And that can be your personal page more so than even your business page. So if you aren't utilizing your business page as a good takeaway here, you should. Everything does not. I mean, it's your pictures of your kids. It's your pictures of your family. They know that. It's your friend network. But occasionally drop in what you do and invite them to learn more about what you do on a professional level. Don't take over the page and start advertising them every single day. You'll lose your friends. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Kimberly,
start following other pages.
Are you saying, like, from a best practices, when we're talking about our social personal pages, it encompasses the entirety of who we are? So when I'm thinking on my social media, my personal social media, not only is it the family vacation, it's I'm off to work, or I'm doing this activity thing. It's you, right? And then you can have segments of that. Like my business page is only about my business, this business, and it's more centralized there. But to Kimberly, your point, you don't turn your personal page into only business, because that's not all that you are. Seed it in periodically.
The good thing about it, I mean, most of us on here are entrepreneurs, right? We have multiple personalities, and social media plays to our multiple personalities. Every single one of your pages is another component of you. And so as far as being social, you need to be social with yourself. You can like your own page. You can share from your own, vice versa. You guys should be, I mean, you guys would see an amazing amount of change in your statistics if in the next 2 weeks, you guys purposely go out liking each other's and commenting on each other's information and posts. One, look at it as research, okay? One, you're helping your neighbor, you're supporting, you're giving the high five, you're cheering them on to the finish line, but you're also kind of cheating. What did they do? Oh, wow. That post got a ton of views. What did Jeff just say? Oh, I love how he's using that content. Oh, I'm going to maybe copy paste that and put mine in. I mean, that's what social is. So you're allowed to do that. If you find the person who's out there, and I mean, Jeff, you share a lot on copy. His content is there for you. You guys copy paste that and put it with your own face and your own, love you, Jeff, but thank you. You share a lot of good content that needs to just be repurposed. We don't have to start everything over again. And that's how we can use each other that way too. Ruben posts something one day and, oh, I really liked where he was going with that, but he used, an art drawing. Well, how could I turn that into dogs for my personal and say the same message? Again, piggyback off of each other. That's what social is all about. Yes, it's somewhat conforming. And if you can do it in a funny way, the trending audio, girls walk like this, whatever the one that everybody is doing. Some of the funniest ones are when you see the dog walking or something that you're not expecting, take it and just go a little, just bend it a little to the unexpected. And that's advertising. That's your catch. That's your hook. That's your hand wave, the eye change, just a little something. We are very squirrel culture. So, you know, put funny glasses on, whatever you need to get the attention, but make sure your message and your content is real, not just about the quick trend.
Well, and Kimberly, right after we hear from Jeff, I know something you mentioned the other day too was like opportunities to go live before we go into certain events. And I'm just thinking about something you mentioned where if you're going to be joining us on a Wednesday event, before you pop on, like when you're getting that Luma email that's like, hey, the event is starting in 1 hour, it's an opportunity for you to jump on a live on your own Facebook and just say, hey, everybody, super excited because in about an hour, I'm going to a virtual networking event. And if you're seeing this and it hasn't started yet, like, here's my invite card, you can come join me. That raises things up and engagement goes wild because you're actually going live. And if there are people who are in your community online at that time, I mean, they're clearly on social and have time available to watch lives. They might encourage them to come over into the Wednesday networking event. So hold that thought and let's jump over to Jeff real quick, and then we can come back to that.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey, everybody. I tried to go green as much as I could today. And my wife is Irish, so we're going to be going and having a delicious corned beef meal at a local restaurant that I support the local owner. And one of the things, Kimberly, you'll like this. I love with no money coming back or incentive. If I love a restaurant owner, I pretty much like to become friends of the owners because then my servings get a little bigger and the service gets better. And what I like to do sometimes is just if there's a pause, I like to grab my phone and do a little Facebook Live. Hey guys, I'm here at Alejandro's Mexican restaurant. And I got to tell you, if you're anywhere in the Des Moines area, this is a place, blah, blah, blah. Throw out a live. I just bought another, I bumped into a guy I really like on Facebook on an ad yesterday on doing video because we're all scared to do it, right? Nobody wants to do it, but that is the most freaking effective way. Instead of spending all day on Facebook and chasing this, just freaking get your camera out and do a video, or you can record it, whatever. And anyway, that's my pitch on that. I got really fired up about that last night. And that has been something I have been saying to myself, I got to do more of that, but I'm still in sort of setting up the foundation, if that makes sense, Kimberly, for some things. And so here's my question. I've been building some E-FFILIATES templates in the background that I still haven't revealed. I do have one that's kind of fun. You know how everybody gets the first thing that catches our attention is what? Our phones. And so I found a fun little, I'm happy to share it with you if you want me to, but you guys are more than, you're always welcome to hack and have anything that I create. But when you see a phone and you see the little blips pop up, those TV commercials now, they're putting a phone on the TV screen and it's like, blip, hey, are you hungry? Psh, yeah, what about you? Psh, where do you want to go? Psh, let's go to get a pizza at Papa John's, and then they have the Papa John's commercial, right? So I did one of those yesterday, just this clean little simple E-FFILIATES card with this girl, like she's doing her makeup and it says, stop whatever you're doing, watch this. And so but I'm trying to create some fun stuff because that's what gets people's attention. Then that's the hook, right? Then you got to have your story, which is the good copy. So I'm trying to build some stuff for this community that I can share. I'm getting really excited about it, obviously, but I want to kind of keep it hidden in the background until I can sit down with ER and Guy and kind of show them what is before they let me reveal. But I do want to ask you, Kimberly, one of the things that I learned, and I haven't set it up yet as well as I should, is utilizing your Facebook profile. One of the best funnel builders out there has got this great program on using your profile funnel, not to turn it into, hey, here's all of my network marketing, spam stuff that most people do. It's using your cover. And I did this with Facebook business pages before, but nobody ever goes to your business page. And so behind your cover, you can build a cover that's kind of an intriguing curiosity and then offer something for free. You're not selling, hey, you guys want to learn Coach Jeff's got 3 copy tips that you must have, it blah, 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 click here. And then you come into my world and you can join my group, and it's all sits behind your cover, your face, then there's different places that you can pop these. And it's called a Facebook profile funnel. And I've mentioned this to ER before. Tell me what you know, Kimberly, about a simple Facebook profile funnel that's not salesy, that's not spammy. It's all value-based, but it's only going to attract those thousands of friends that check you out, and they then are attracted to you. So it's an attraction marketing, automated passive income lead strategy for people to either join your group where you're giving value, or come into the LFI community, or learn about a digital business card. You can make it whatever you want. If you're a hog farmer, hey, listen, if you know, I offer free advice for fellow hog farmers. Well, the only people that are going to click on your cover photo are hog farmers. So can you address that, Kimberly? Oh, mute, dear.
Sorry, are you saying something like you're building something in Canva and you're putting it as the header on your Facebook, or is this actually an interactive template? Now you're on mute. You're muted.
No, you're muted, Jeff.
One of the I just spent all morning in Canva, and yes, building your cover in Canva, there's some templates and stuff. But what I was going to say is I've created a brand new branding thing inside it. So for those of you that are struggling with what colors, what do I use for the fonts and the logo and all that to make your LFI cards look better, I got some easy, simple ways to do that, which I'll be sharing, of course. But Kimberly, back to that question of using your profile to not be salesy or spammy, put a nice Canva cover on there. I mean, I can see Ruben putting one on there, and everybody knows he's an artist, and say, hey, and then have a free lead magnet. If they click on it, click here, and then they're getting value. So there's nothing to sell, nothing to spam, but you're using your cover, lead magnets, lead them into your group with a free gift, lead them to whatever, but it's all value on the front end. This is just all attraction marketing. And then that's how you funnel your 4,000 or 5,000 friends on Facebook to find those 10, 15, 20 that are coming. And when they come to friend you, they're like, who is this guy? Oh my gosh, he's fun. He's doing family stuff, and they see your profile, but they also see that cover and say, he's up to something. He's offering something I need. I need help with my copy. I need help with design.
You're correct on that. Your profile is your biggest real estate, not even your post. So,
Yeah.
I mean, by far, if you don't have an updated picture, your cover page isn't updated. That's why I'm saying once a month. And also it helps the algorithm, right? That you're staying, you've changed your clothes, that you're still participating in the community, and you've taken a shower. That's, but again, even stronger than the back page that you're talking about, Jeff, is the link.
Yes.
You're sending your website, fine. If that's got everything on it. If you're not just sending them to one website, that should be your shuffle card. That link on every single one of your profiles should be your shuffle card. That is basically, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Linktree. It's very similar to Linktree. A lot of the content creators out there on TikTok and Instagram specifically have started using Linktree because they put a whole big budget around it. However, Linktree is hurting their SEO, search engine optimization, which I'm not sure if everybody understands that. But when you go out on Google and you put in digital business card, if you've used a Linktree, you've hurt yourself in showing up in the rankings. If you used a shuffle card, you have not. That's a huge differentiator, guys. So
and Kimberly, what I've noticed is a lot of the experts are using they may have a Facebook group that they're promoting, but they use a Bitly link. And I'm a big fan of Bitly because when they see the LFI link, they're like, whoa, what is this? But when they see Bitly or whatever, and so I see a lot of that now with training sites and groups and stuff. They will redirect a Bitly over to their Facebook group and post it on Facebook. And for whatever reason, do you know anything about why Facebook is a little bit more comfortable with the Bitly links or whatever versus sort of the other longer, funky looking links that are out there?
I think the Bitly links are only basically to make it easier and shareable so that you don't get lost in the, oh my gosh, I have to do XYZ 6030. Plus, if you have a paid Bitly account, you can actually customize it. So you could have it be / going to see Jeff's card. That's
what I have.
You can actually name it. I do think that there's some things in the works here for us to be able to do some more of that too, to name the back ends of our cards. So things are coming. Big things are coming. We'll get there too.
I also want to talk briefly about this. There's an aspect where we at E-FFI want to provide you with things to share so that it becomes more efficient and we can optimize what is getting shared, right? Grab and post, versus you guys needing to sit down and formulate a post that's unique to you. I'm not trying to discourage that by any means, but I know for some of us, we're not all creatives, right? We don't all have the skill set to write great copy or generate great imagery or use Canva or all of that type of stuff. So part of the things is trying to help you work more efficiently as a promoter here at E-FFI to just reshare stuff that we're supplying you with that can maximize the results of what you're doing. So I think that's a big opportunity that we don't want to lose sight of. This is why we created the Wednesday invite card. This is why we want to create additional pieces of content so that you can just be the megaphone in sharing it out, and you don't have to struggle through going through testing this and testing that and seeing what your audience is going to best engage with. I think the other thing, and this sort of came up, and Jeff, and it's along the lines of what you were talking about, we all have a target audience that we're promoting to that we want to be our customer. And then we all have for lack of a better descriptor, a peer group that does what we do. And we've talked about this in the past. You using E-FFI in what you do turns you essentially into the guide for other people who do what you do to also leverage E-FFI. So one thing you can be talking about is your own experience and your own testimonial about how you're engaging with E-FFI, whether that's at the community level, the networking level, or even at the solution level. So if Ruben, and I had seen a social post where somebody was already using E-FFI for their booth, right? And I saw a picture of their booth on social, and I saw a big QR code on the table and all of that type of stuff. And I thought it looked amazing, right? And how many other people are in that peer group that they're doing events where they're operating a booth and they don't have that? So you can, in essence, be their guide. The same thing, Ruben, I'm thinking from an art perspective. If Ruben has his art in a gallery and he's decided to use QR codes next to the descriptors on the art so that patrons who are walking around can scan his art and either buy a print or learn more about the piece or learn more about the artist, how many other artists out there that could be, in essence, considered Ruben's competition could Ruben turn around and be the guide to, because that's also potentially his audience from an affiliate or ambassador perspective? You know what I mean? Hey guys, Ruben here. As you may know, I'm an artist, and I just want to talk about one technology that I've been using to promote my own art that if you're an artist like me, I can show you how to use. It's super easy to generate, and you can create the content and the QR code on a platform. And to Jeff's point, there's a link in here so that you can get started for free. Like now you're offering value to your cohorts and your peers that you may be looking at as potentially being your competition, and you can turn them in essence into your network. So just a food for thought on that side as well that popped in while we were discussing.
Do you mind, ER, if I throw in a template that people could hack and then just ignore where the button goes, and you can put whatever the heck you want that
Absolutely. If you want to share the card example, if you want to share the template, I'm all for that. The other thing I want to talk about as well, and this might help everybody, and I'm going to share real quick, but if you want to post in that link, Jeff just posted the link in here, but let me share my screen. I want to call something else out, Jeff. If you want to share this as well, when you are in your cards, okay, and you're building cards, and let's just take this roofing template, we'll preview it real quick. So this is just something Kathy spun up, right? The key here is when you're editing a card, if you want, under the pencil icon, there's a template ID number. So Jeff, the template that you created, we could either save your template into our card index, which I'd encourage everybody to do, and we can clone templates out of our card index. Or Jeff, if you include the template ID for the template of the card you shared, any of
Right.
us can grab that ID, go into our desktop card builder and paste that in the template search, and it will bring up that template for you to use. So just a little tip there, guys. We want to make it easier and more efficient for you to spin up your content.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to do, ER and Guy, is make just more like really short landing page where I strip it all down. I try to find something to really grab your attention, an image or whatever, and then anybody can use it. I mean, whatever business you know, that's the whole idea. So don't ever click any of my buttons when I tell you to click them, because they're going to go to a funnel or to a page or something. So just ignore that. Hopefully you all know that I am not in this group to ever pitch my own stuff, because I got a lot of it.
Yeah. No, I think it's good to have examples, guys. Again, success leaves clues. So if you can find examples and paraphrase what they're writing or talking about, to, like Kimberly was saying, we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time, right? We look at what's going out there and what's being said in our audience and what's being served to us, guys. The algorithms are pretty smart. They'll start serving you stuff up that has common interests with what you enjoy or what your community enjoys. And then you can look at that and say, well, what's my version of that look like, right? We're not talking about verbatim copying and pasting, but yeah.
I do have a little hack that I want to give everybody real quick. If you are struggling with content and you don't know what to write and what to post, Google is your friend too. You don't have to use GPT and all of the AI technologies. Go out there and say, okay, you're a hairstylist. I'm just going to use this very, very generically. Type in there hair extensions. See what comes up, but I don't even care what comes up on the first two. Go down to people also ask. You're going to have a bazillion questions that people are asking Google, the #1 search engine in the world, about particularly your product that you're selling. Answer those. That's your reel. That's your next post. Answer one of those questions. Every single day, go back there. People also ask, what's the next thing I need to answer? There's your questions. People want to know that because they're already asking that. And Google will tell you on everything. You put in digital business card. Is it valuable? Well, why is it not valuable? What does it do? And then again, you find out talk to whatever the answer is that LFI offers, and then add one more layer that we have. Oh, by the way, did you know we give you a free card? Check it out. By the way, did you know that you can come to our networking event? Check it out. There's so many things.
Kimberly, straight to your point, right? Hair extensions. I just did exactly what you're asking, right? Pulled it up. It says some other suggested search terms that people are looking for, but people also ask. If you're a thought leader in what you do, and guys, we all have our superpowers, or we're all in certain industries. Look at what people are also asking. How long do they usually last? Well, if you sell hair extensions and you know that's a common question because Google is serving it up, do a little post on that. Hey guys, I've been getting a lot of questions from people lately asking, how long do hair extensions last? This, and this. I mean, Ruben, this could be, artists asking about how shelf stable is certain paints, or how long does it take paint to dry, or, what's the average cost of commissioning a work, stuff like that, where people are like, I'm curious. Let me know, give me the answer. And if you're the thought leader providing that, you now become the authority in that person's eyes. Man, then maybe that's my go-to source next time I need a painting, or next time I need a stylist or a DJ, or, fill in what you do there.
In advertising, everybody talks about loss leaders. It's what you give away to bring somebody in, right?
Yep.
As LFI, give away the free card to bring them in and let them try it. Like Jeff was saying, give them something free on the thing to bring them in. Again, it's your loss leader. It does not need to be, it needs to be something that you don't mind giving away free, but realize that you're not really giving it away free. The goal of it is really to be what catches the fish. That's it's what you're putting out there. And so if you don't have time to curate a whole bunch of things out free, that is giving them free advice. And that is just as much a lost leader to come back and seek. I didn't come up with a Google me. I mean, I followed a particular social media person that I idolize, and she gave me the cheat, and I'm sharing the word, that's what it is. Just keep passing it around. Don't hide everything for yourself. Don't keep everything for yourself. We're all working together in this world. And the more we can connect with each other and literally make the connections to help each other, you're lending the hand down to pull the next person up, and they're going to in turn do the same thing. And that's what social can do and serve you in its best intentions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other last questions that anybody has about anything we've talked about today, or anybody want to share what is working for you within LFI with everybody and what's not working for you, or anything along that? This is the time to do it, guys. We've got about 5 minutes left on our E-Affiliates phone call, and we want to make sure that you guys are fully supported. So if you put something in the chat, I have not been monitoring that. Feel free to raise your hand. Angela, go ahead.
I just recently started a group over on Alignable for military veterans and first responders and their families. And the main thing that I use for content is the National Day calendar. If you go there every day, there's like a gazillion different holidays. And so, and people are looking for those things, and they give you the hashtags to use. And so, I mean, that's not the only thing I use, but it does help keep you current with the things that are going on that day.
I love it. And remember, guys, half of engagement doesn't need to be about your product, your service, your business, or things like that. It's about being out there and being present, right? So if you've got in your mind, I'm just going to post this one ad or this one Instagram picture every time I post. Imagine that, like one person just posting the same thing a million times every day. They just post the same picture, versus a person like Angela, what you're talking about, that's like, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. It's like, oh, I saw Angela again, right? And then tomorrow she's like, happy Thank Your Secretary Day. And then the next day it's like happy Wool Socks Day and all of that type of stuff. It's a new thing every day, but who's the common thread? It's Angela posting it out there. And then all of a sudden, to Kimberly's point, wait a second, after 7 times, I'm starting to recognize Angela and the posts that are getting served to me, and yet they're all fun and unique. It's not the same thing every day, right? Great way to think about it. And I think that national calendar, I know, James, you're up next. You've talked about that before as well. If you're looking for things, again, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. To Kimberly's point, what are frequently asked questions in my industry, or what holidays are going on? That's always an opportunity to get out there and be social. But if people don't know that you exist because you're not posting, I mean, that's my biggest fault right now, right? I need to be more social and get posts out there more consistently and have a variety of posts if I'm participating on social. James, go ahead.
Well, talking about being social, when you're networking, be the connector. When I'm in a networking group, I don't walk up and say, hey, how you doing? My name is James. I ask that person who they are and who they're with a good connection. Oh, you know what? You need to meet Kimberly. And I walk them over to Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly, this is Angela. Angela does blah, blah, blah. Kimberly does blah, blah, blah. You guys connect. And I walk off and I come back later and I ask Angela, did that connection work for you? Yeah, it was really great. I appreciate that. Who else are you trying to work with? And I introduce somebody else. After the second time of doing that, they'll ask me, well, what do you do? Now I've given them content. I've given them value that be connect with me. Now here's what I do. Let's sit down and have a connection. When you're networking, don't try to make the connection with them. Connect them with the people they need to connect, and they will come back to you thankful for what you've done. And actually, they now become an actual spokesperson for you. I can actually go to many networking events and I can sit and go through this. I can go through the screen right now and I can tell everybody's business story. What does that do for you? Wow, you can feel that James actually cares about me. He pays attention to me and he's actually speaking about me. So in kind, I need to do the same for him. I speak to all 20 people, but when they leave, I now have 20 new speakers speaking for me outside that event. Back to you.
No, I think that this is something great that we can wind down this conversation on, James. The power of networking. The power of networking, guys. This is why we sponsor a Wednesday event, because we understand that the digital tools support networking, but the networking itself is so powerful. And networking is more about just you making a new connection. I mentioned this on the Wednesday night meetings. The average person knows how many people, guys? 600 other people. So if you show that you're valuable to those people, they're going to start bringing you to the other people because you bring value. And one of the best ways to create value, and I know Kathy has spoken to this as well multiple times. She almost gets to be referred by Kathy the connector because she does what James is talking about. She walks in and she makes it all about them. And there's this law of reciprocation, James, that you're talking about, where all of a sudden, if I do 1, 2, 3 good things for you, you're starting to feel an obligation to do those back for me. Oh, wait, James, you know, I might not be your customer. Maybe I am. And now I'm even more encouraged because your character is high and I want to work with you. And I know you and like you and trust you because you built that trust based on helping me get connected with somebody who I need to connect with. Or I'm going to connect you with somebody to reciprocate that connection. What a powerful, powerful way to network. And if we all, this is the other thing, if we all took that mentality in how we networked, right? When we meet somebody on Wednesday, and I say this with question number 2, what is your business? But most importantly, who do you serve? I want to learn that because it may not be me, but it may be somebody that I know. And then if I can make that connection and help you, all of a sudden I rise up this much higher in your perception of me. Okay. Anybody else? Last call on things. Kimberly, any last thing to add from the social side of things?
Stay tuned. Big things are coming. Content creation. We hopefully every week we'll have something new to give you guys. So definitely be paying attention on Friday in the affiliates Facebook page. We're going to give you guys sneak previews. It'll be there the whole weekend so that you're ready to go. Start Monday. You've got something fresh and new to look at and use.
Lastly, alpha invites for the alpha testing pool are going out today. I will post a final call for testers in the insider group and in the affiliate group on Facebook. If you have not enrolled and want to be a part of the alpha testing, please fill out that so that we can get you an invite email and you can get on the list. If you know somebody who you think would be a great tester, please share that out to them. It's going to be tied to a shuffle card with a form that you can enter in, and then I will get those out. And our goal is to start next week with the alpha testing. So those who want to sneak peek in what's to come, that's going to be your opportunity to check it out and provide feedback so that we collectively make the solution better for everybody. So keep an eye out in the social groups for that. Obviously, will skill refill over the weekend, as we always talk about. And then let's kick it off Monday with the whole week, right? Check out the posts, get ready for Tech Tuesday, promote for Wednesday, and then we'll have the interviews post on Thursday and be back here again next Friday. With that being said, everybody, make it a great weekend. Finish your week strong. Yeah, Jeff, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah. Can you hang, or you and Guy hang at the end here?